Have you ever had to forgive somebody who's hurt you? And maybe not only letting go and forgiving that person, but even having to do something nice for them. Not easy, but it is a positive thing to do. Hi, Alex McFarland here, and thanks for watching the TNG webcast. You know, when I think about an example of forgiving somebody or doing something nice for somebody who's really not been very nice to you, one of the great biblical stories is in 2 Kings chapter 5. We read about the work of God by the prophet Elisha, really awesome man of God. And there's a story about a Syrian general named Naaman. And Naaman is a powerful Syrian military leader. You know, the Syrians sometimes were the enemies of the Jewish people. And Naaman has some of the spoils of war, including a Jewish slave girl that's been taken captive. And Naaman has power, he's got wealth, but he's got a problem. He's covered with leprosy, just a debilitating disease then as now. And now think about the heart of the slave girl that is now being forced to work in Naaman's house. And Naaman has tried all these cures and he can't be healed of leprosy, and it's a death sentence, really. And in the Old Testament, leprosy is often equated with sin, not only the physical problems of your skin rotting and just having to be sequestered away from people, and leprosy was a terrible thing, but it was often indicative of the need to turn from sin and turn back to God. And leprosy definitely had spiritual implications. So there's a Jewish girl that's a slave, and she's made to be the maid of Naaman's wife, and she's in servitude and she's in bondage. But do you know what she does? She doesn't have malice and hatred. She doesn't say within her heart, hey, serves him right, for fighting the people of God, taking me as a slave. Hey, he can rot. No, you know what she said? She goes to Naaman's wife, the servant girl, and she says, there's a man of God back where I come from. His name is Elisha, and Elisha could heal your husband. And so they send a letter. Naaman gets permission, and he has this entourage, and he goes to Elisha. Well, Elisha doesn't even come out. Elisha sends his messenger and says, go tell him to bathe in the Jordan River 7 times, and he'll be healed. Now, Naaman kind of gets angry. He goes, well, wait a minute. We've got better rivers than this back in Syria. The Jordan River is muddy. The Jordan River is not a great river. And one of his servants says, look, if the man of God had told you to do some outlandish, over-the-top thing, you would have done it. He's simply telling you to go to the Jordan River and bathe. It sounds simple. Why not trust him and do it? And so Naaman does. And by the time he gets through going on a swim in the Jordan River, it says his skin was as smooth as that of a young boy. And he was healed of his leprosy. And do you know what he says in verse 15 of 2 Kings chapter 5? He says, because of Elisha, and really also because of the compassion of the servant girl, Naaman comes away not only healed of his body, but touched in his soul. Because he says, now I know there's a God in Israel, the God of Elisha. Hey, folks, forgiveness has great power. That's an amazing story, a beautiful story, but maybe something you can do to show some love and give some grace to somebody. Forgive, not only let go, but do something good for somebody that's hurt you. Maybe you're in the right and the other person is in the wrong, but you showing love and grace and compassion has positive ramifications you may not even can realize. Think about that and let God use you to be an agent of forgiveness and healing. Hey, I want to ask you guys to do me a favor. I want to ask you to share this publicly on the Facebook page, Rev. Alex McFarland, on Twitter, and on our YouTube channel for Truth for a New Generation. Hey, please share publicly. And if you do, you're entered to win the book that we give away every Friday. And this week's winner, this is awesome, Joey Ashley. Hey, Joey, thanks for watching the Truth for New Generation webcast. We've got coming to you a copy of The God You Thought You Knew, exposing 10 common myths about God and the Bible and Christianity. So, Joey, thanks for sharing. The book is on its way. And let me ask that big favor, share publicly, like us, subscribe to our YouTube channel. And as always, please pray for America. Really, every one of us. pray for our country. We've got a God-sized problem on our hands, but there is a God with solutions. So please pray for him. And thanks for watching TNG.